afternoon. It's a beauty here in Gloucestershire. October the 3rd today. I've got a bespoke workshop where people are just about to arrive, but I thought I'd just scoot round and do my October garden tour while I can on such a lovely day. So here we go. So the apples are a lot further ahead. I need to start doing something with them. And the wilder area continues to be very wild. I did notice that some of the honesty had started peeling itself in some places. Yeah, I've got all sorts in here, just letting itself go a little bit wild. Let's have a look at the rest of the garden, starting with the mint. So the mint has flowered and finished, but it's still kind of usable if you chop the tops off the mint. It smells nice all the same. And I did have a bit of a cull of my phlox, but the blushing bride has come back nicely. And I've managed to get in some honesty, my biennials here. Looks like the dog's been digging holes as well, but anyway, I've got some honesty in this patch and I've got some more further down the garden which I will show you, and another little patch of phlox and a xeranthemum which has been a bit neglected. And so the workshop's just about ready. Don't even need the gazebo today, nice and calm, so fantastic we can do it outside today, which is a bit of a bonus. Okay, looking down this border here, not a lot has happened here, to be honest. I've took my foot off the pedal in September. I allowed myself a couple of mini breaks, got some essentials done, and yeah, so I haven't managed to maybe keep on top of the garden in quite the way I'd have liked to. And of course, when you have a bit more time, what do? You decide to start a building project. So you might be able to glimpse that down the bottom as well. Okay, just a little walk down the border beside the house. Lots of piles of soil. We're replacing our deck. So that might be finished next time. Okay, let's have a look at the rest of the garden. Okay, I'll just do a little scan around first. So compared to last month, there's actually a little bit has been done. So the zinnias, these red zinnias, are actually starting to get quite tall now. Actually, they're not supposed to be red. They're supposed to be coral beauties, but they're red. Very annoying. The self-seeded amaranthus, I've used a few of those in various things because it's a lovely autumnal colour. The snapdragons, bless them, they've had it. They need to be pulled out. I'm still cutting helichrysum. I've got some on the other side, which I'll show you in a moment. And before I went away on one of my breaks, I did some direct sowing. To be honest, I haven't even seen what's popped up. So there should be some nigella in here in 3 lines. Not sure I can spot it amongst the weeds. So that is nigella. Oh yeah. That is nigella. Oh yeah. I think we've got some coming up there. And in the bed next to it, definitely you can see the phacelia. So this is phacelia. This is phacelia. Yeah, so I've got 4 lines there amongst the weeds. So it just needs a little bit of hoeing. Let's have a look on the other side. So this patch of basically a few leftovers. So there was a couple of sunflowers and some cosmos which I shoved in there. Some more direct sowing, rather thick. So this was corn cockle, and actually it was saved seed. So I was a little bit pessimistic because actually it wasn't even I think it might have been a couple of years old. But as you can see, it's done all right. So huge amount of thinning out required there, and nothing was planted in here. So this is still mulched it, but nothing else has gone in here just yet. Here's the other helichrysum. And then we've got another bare bed. So the dicus has come out. So I've got places to put my hardy annuals, which I've sown. Let's have a look at the rest of the garden. Okay, so I just tried to move the wheelbarrow of sand. No way am I going to move that. It's got full of water, I think, as well. So let's have a look around the sweet pea arch. So the Imodium alatum has had a new spurt. So this side was completely cut back, oh gosh, probably back in August, and that's doing really well. It was cut back fairly low, and this side wasn't cut back quite so low, but all the same I can still cut quite a lot of it for drying. It's lovely. Well, I love it. The Monarda has gone on a bit of a lean and it's pretty much past it, as is the Bells of Ireland. So all this bed needs to come out, but my zinnias are still looking fab. We've had on the whole a pretty good autumn, and we've had a lovely burst of rain earlier this week. So at the front, this was Mammoth, Higgledy Gardens Mammoth, so all sorts of different colours in here, and yes, it is pretty tall. Obviously some needed deadheading, and then my lovely patch of Queen Red Lime. I absolutely love this. Just fantastic at this time of year, these kind of reds and limes, and oh my gosh, it's lovely. And then beyond that, the cosmos is still enormous, and I've given up with deadheading, so it is what it is, and there's still plenty there. Let's have a look at the other side. Okay, so I've just got a heck of a lot of self-seeded calendula and nigella here, which begs the question, why did I even bother doing any direct sowing, as it's self-seeded here. So I will probably try and capitalise on that, and certainly pot up at least one tray anyway. The phlox showing colour, but it's definitely past it, so that needs to come out. And I mean, honestly, that has been planted since goodness March, so who can blame it. Empty bed here, all the larkspur came out. Still haven't got round to sorting out my Ami, which is right here. Great for collecting seeds though. Okay, let's have a look at the perennials, etc. With Helianthus vanilla rice, not as tall as normal, but I think that's the same with a lot of things because of the dry summer. But yeah, looking fab. As is the Scabiosa. Really benefits from deadheading this. It's amazing how it just keeps going, but it doesn't need deadheading. I had a little patch of Nicotiana, which to be honest wasn't tall enough for me. Starlight was this? Can't quite remember. I think that was called Starlight. Remember, this bed is alliums in the spring, so all these have replaced alliums. And on the other side, I've been cutting and cutting and cutting the status, which is why it's looking a little bit sparse at the moment. Middle bed, I need to clear that. And again, another line of Scabiosa on the end. Summer fruits, I want to say this is summer fruits. Raspberries, very disappointing, but I was pleased to see that Monty Don said that his had been, and everybody's has been, so hardly a raspberry on mine this year. These are supposed to be autumn raspberries as well. And on the other side, okay, so these hardy annuals have been in here since about February. Look at that lavender Potomac snap right at the end there, coming back. But basically, you know, I need to pull most of it out, just haven't had time. And finally, this Cosmos Daydream has come out. It was a so-and-so to germinate. And it's last month, I know it still was lots of buds, it wasn't flowering, but here we go. Finally, it's flowering. So it is rather lovely. But honestly, it took its time. Let's have a look at the rest. So again, quite a lot of tidying up to do. I'm finding this Thalaspi again lovely for the autumnal kind of brown, you know, browns and oranges and dark reds. So I'm loving it for that. I just happily like to let it self-seed. It's also good for drying when you catch it when it's green. There's still some more kind of new bits coming up. I have a horrible feeling the astrantia might have completely died. And the euphorbia oblongata, that's been there for years. More Achillea, that's Achillea the pearl. The gypsophila, again, these are really nice for drying and gives a lovely structural shape to things, even though it's seed heads. So actually it's still useful. You get the odd little bit where you've still got the flowers coming. And the odd Lysomachia clothroides, but that really struggled with the heat on the whole. Really not a lot else to show you here. The pelargonium is still going mental in the little greenhouse. Absolutely loves it here. Just a little bit of irrigation on a timer a couple of times a day, and it seems to be very happy. It's kind of growing out of the greenhouse now. Let's have a look at the other greenhouse. Oh, I might show you my compost heaps actually. You've got the prettiest compost heaps at the minute. Not that I'm terribly proud of that fact, but here we go. Look at that. So I deadheaded my dahlias last Friday because I knew I had the workshop today and I knew it was going to be wet on Friday. So yeah, got it done, and yeah, there was literally no dahlias there in the orchard, and you'll see in a moment how they're looking now 3 days later. But for the first thing, we'll look in the big greenhouse. Okay, so I have been busy. I know I've had some time off, but actually I have been busy. So kind of quite a lot going on here. I've got various hardy annuals potted on at various stages because there's nowhere for them to actually go just yet. So what was that? So that was, we started with Melope, Ami, Nigella, I'm much better direct sowing that. Gypsophila Covent Garden, really happy with that. Daucus, a little bit more Ami, and yeah, I could pot up more clary sage if I really wanted to. Not sure that I do because I've got tons. It was a little bit late potting up my snapdragons. Ignore the labels on those white things. It's just white to say that they are all white snapdragons. They're old labels. Cynoglossum, that was from Save Seed. Oh, I think that is, what is that? I should know by looking at the seed. Oh yeah, more larkspur. So larkspur, frosted skies. That seems to be, well, either I had a really good batch of seed, but the frosted skies germinated fantastically. The other larkspurs that I tried did not. So clary sage, potted up into my modules. What's that? Oh, that's Daucus. That's white Daucus, and the other Daucus I think was Dara. And more snapdragons. More clary sage. I love clary sage just as a filler anywhere in the garden or wild areas, anything like that. So I took out the clary that was here. Oh, yes. Greenfly alert. So I've had no problem with greenfly in the summer. Whether it's because the zinnias have actually got too big and kind of close together, I don't know, but I now have a problem. So I'm just cutting these for drying, greenflies and all. Not obviously using them to give away to people, which is a shame. So these were supposed to be the corals though, so I'm not, they do look a bit more corally here to be honest, but they're a bit redder than I really wanted. And then I had a little patch of Queen Red Lime, and I wanted to see what the sunflowers did. So interestingly, so same batch of sunflowers, and yeah, 4 meters tall here, as opposed to barely 2 meters tall in the garden. Right, let's have a look in the orchard. I've got a little patch of a little lots of cornflower there, blues and then a mix, I believe. Okay, so here we go. So remember, the dahlias were completely all dead-headed on Friday, 3 days ago. It's now Monday. And this is what, oh, little squirrel. Little squirrel's just dashed in between there. Maybe it's the squirrels that are digging holes. Okay, yeah, here we go. Let me go down the middle so you can have a little go nice and slowly. So we've got all sorts of here. They obviously are starting to struggle now. Some of them have been flowering for a lot longer than others. So this Nicholas was one of the last to flower. Some of these are new to me, so I'm not familiar with all their names, but I am rather loving, you know how I like my colour? I'm rather loving that one. Diva, I'm afraid to say, could be in the bin list this year. Just don't it's a bit too big, don't really use it. Anyway, I've got lots of more kind of whites than I would normally have because I had a white wedding in September that I wanted to make sure I had plenty of things for. This pink Onesta has done fine. However, the one down here, really stumpy. Don't quite know why that is. And the other one that I've absolutely loved has been Linda's Baby. Again, so many different kind of combinations you can do with that. My labyrinth seems to be going a little bit yellowy peachy. I don't know if that's just because of its age. I might have to get a fresh batch of tubers next year because I do quite like that one. Again, more white. Now the other thing I've been doing is I've managed to plant a whole pile of biennials. So there were hardy annuals here, they just had to come out. I could have eked a little bit more out of them, but it was more important to get my biennials in. So I've got 2 beds of foxgloves. I've got some hesperus. The hesperus, not great germination for me. I don't know how everybody else finds that. Oh, I've got another thing of another bed of foxgloves here. So I've got 3 different sorts of foxgloves, at least, probably 4 actually, because I think there's a half a bed of different ones. And then 2 beds of Sweet William. One's white and one's auricular-eyed. Trying not to go too overboard with too many of those. And it will scan over the dahlias again. You can't have too much in the way of dahlias. And I'll just quickly show you the other little patch, which to be honest is pretty much past it. Okay, so the final little bed that I was using all summer had antirrhinums, snapdragons in them, which have had a bad case of rust, but only really in the last few weeks. Probably they were starting to turn last month, so they've been fine all summer, but definitely need to come out. I'm still eking out my status, and so long as you just keep cutting that, it will come back. So it won't like tons and tons of rain. It'll start going yucky and with heavy dews and things, but I've just got a little patch there. And amaranthus, I've hardly used my amaranthus this year. I guess I could dry it. I think I might have missed the boat on that because I think it's gone to seed, but I guess it's worth a try. So 2 little patches of amaranthus. And that's it. So I just thought I would finish off in the greenhouse to sign off. Just to remind myself like how big these zinnias actually are. These coral, not zinnias. And yeah, that's it for October. So the people coming on my bespoke workshop are about to arrive, so I really need to sign off and look forward to seeing you next month when again there will be a lot more changes and plants on the ground, I hope. Okay, have a good month.